Welcome, everybody, to another episode of Growing Up Kayfabe. We are the Yeet and No Yeet, the yes and no of wrestling podcast on YouTube. I am your host, Joe, co-host, as always, Darnell. All right.
Dude, big gasp and then nothing. Just no words.
It's even funnier. As you guys know on this show, we like to bring you the coverage of what's happened in the past week of wrestling, and we'll probably do a little bit of that. But the biggest thing we're going to be discussing today, going over, Survivor Series, War Games. Yet another War Games, yet another Survivor Series has passed us by. And before we start talking about any of it, please hit the like button, subscribe to the channel. It's fucking free. You can hang out and talk wrestling with us. It's a pretty open platform to just talk about whatever wrestling in any way, shape, or form, kayfabe, non-kayfabe. So do all that down below. Then you hit the show notes. You can go and skip ahead in the episode with timestamps that tell you what we're going to cover. And you can go and listen to exactly what you want to hear about and maybe argue with us about. And then you can also, while you're down there, follow our social medias, our Twitches, and you can hang out with us all over the platforms of social media. So do all that first. And now let's talk Survivor Series.
I think we should actually talk about butter sausage. I'm from where it does.
It's probably it's on your mind all the time. I like to imagine that Gary Busey every once in a while just zones out, and they're just like, and his like family's like, Dad, you thinking about buttered sausage again? He's like, I mean, what's it doing? Where's it coming from? Why is it doing it? Why is it doing what it does?
So fucking random.
Buttered sausage Survivor Series, War Games. War Games Survivor Series from Vancouver, Canada, and they started off with the women, and in the most, like, even as somebody who has in the recent year become a bigger fan of Nia Jax, you don't start with Nia Jax. You don't, like, it's not about putting her match first, you put her in there first. I mean, like, there's no worse way to, like, die down the hype of the crowd.
It was, well, yeah. There's actually just two really bad people. Nia and Bailey.
Mm-hmm.
Because a couple times, shit, like, actually, like, right when they started out, it was already slowed down because one of them missed the spot.
Yep.
They didn't kind of know what they were fucking doing. Like, Bailey was, like, she stopped for something, and Nia just kind of looked at her for a second, and then they did what they were supposed to do. It was just like, oh, no.
Yes. Yep.
And then the chair shots.
Oh boy!
Like, she went overhead, and then she's like, "No, what are you doing?" And then like lightly tapped her on the arm.
So bad.
It's like, I don't know who was at fault there.
Yeah.
Nobody really takes chair shots to the head anymore. Like, no. Nobody. So
I mean, and technically you can still go for that angle if the person like bends over enough to take it on the back, which is totally possible. But like, I don't know, Naomi instead just like cowarded into the
she straight up put hands over head and was just like, "Oh no!" And then
shouts out,
like, "What are you doing? That's we don't do that."
Probably the only best spot by Nia, because she goes, "Bitch, no!" And then hits her on the arm, and then then she goes over. Bailey's propped up for a back shot, and then she just goes,
just taps her.
Yeah, like, yo, Nia.
I don't blame her, because everybody still complains about her for what she did like fucking 7 years ago.
I guess, yeah.
And it's just like, she's like, "Nah, fuck y'all. I'm taking a safe route. Y'all can suck my dick. Get over it."
For sure. I was thinking that same thing in the match too. Like, in that moment, I was like, well, nobody can say she hurt anybody, at least.
Yeah, for real.
Yeah, that is just, and it was so quiet and so slow and so bad is too much, but it was just so quiet and so slow that, you know, I don't think at any other part in the night was I able to hear calls being made. I think maybe one time in the male bloodline match. But like, I don't know, like in the beginning, you could hear call after call after call being made by these women. It starts with Bailey.
I blame the crowd.
Yeah, they were so quiet.
Because usually it's supposed to be loud as fuck when you don't hear shit.
Yeah.
But they were a letdown for sure.
If I'm WWE, I'm like, oh yeah, we can go to Canada again. We're never going back to Vancouver. Fuck that.
I mean, yeah, they're already going back for Elimination Chamber, I
Yeah,
think.
they're gonna go. Well, to be fair, they're gonna go to Toronto, which is actually a very good. It's normally a very good crowd. Usually anywhere you go in Canada, it's supposed to be good. But I don't know what was up with them last night. It's like we were talking about when Jay came out. It's like only half the crowd's eating, and I'm like, are you guys fucking stupid? Like, crazy. And like I said, no seasoning. There was no seasoning in that crowd at all. Absolutely.
Straight boiled chicken.
Yeah, they were all eating unsalted no butter popcorn in that crowd. 100%.
That sounds awful.
That's what they eating. They're eating sweet. They're even worse. They're eating sweet popcorn. That like shit that just got a little sweet taste. That like light calorie popcorn. That's what they're eating. If you ever had a mom on Weight Watchers, you know all about that low calorie sweet popcorn.
I think the shit we had wasn't low calorie though. Like the shit was just straight
regular.
up. Like motherfuckers just took sugar, put it in the bag instead of salt, and shook it up. And I was like, "This is fine," because I like sweet stuff.
I digest though. Back to the women war games. Incredibly slow all the way up until let's see, it was Bailey, then Nia, then Naomi, or Nia, Bailey, then Naomi, then Candice came in, and that didn't help at all either because the crowd just genuinely hates her. Which I'm worried that the WWE is going to be like, wow, she's got legit heat, and we're gonna be like, no, this isn't legit heat. This is us telling you, no, thank you, no.
I mean, that's still legit heat. Nobody really wants to see Dominic wrestle or talk, but
I do.
Burley's there all the time.
Yeah. No, I think the only way to actually get across the point of like we don't want her is to just no pop at all. But to your point, that's legit heat because we hate her so much that we're just like, fuck you, Candice LeRae.
Like hating
Ridge Holland.
Triple H.
Oh,
during his see. I think you might be a little sweet for Ridge. Unprompted.
Did you see him with his shirt off this past Tuesday? No. The shirt off. No, the shirt off with jeans. Come on.
Yeah, I don't even remember who the fuck we were talking about. I know it was Candice.
It was fucking. God damn it! you like said the name too.
Exactly. Oh shit! Whatever.
Yeah, fucking A. Oh, Triple H during his.
Oh yeah. Triple H during that like fucking 02-04 run where that nigga would not. He always had to have the belt, and it was just like, can we not? Damn, you're annoying. We're sick of seeing y'all sweat y'all ass off in these suits and shit every goddamn Monday. Shout out to Vince for dumbass dress code.
That was horrible. But I mean,
I'm so glad that day happened where the AC apparently wasn't on and they were all just sweating through their dress shirts and shit.
Yeah. And then they were like, this is actually a pretty bad idea.
Yep. Dumbass.
I mean, also though, shouts out to that era though. At the same time, when like like you said, every Monday, Triple H, Batista, Ric Flair, and Randy Orton would be out there in fucking full suits, and it's so hot, and they're just sweating.
I'm sweating. But yeah, Triple H was pretty hated back then.
For sure. He was also really good though too, unlike Candice. But anyway, the rest of it, like after Candice came in, then who was after that? Then who came in right after Candice? Somebody from the babyface team, I believe it was EO, and then I think EO did
climb to get the trash can up there.
So cool, straight up anime character. Let me tie this bitch up. Everybody's like, it was everybody else who was coming in and out was like, they were all doing the spot where they look under the thing. I'm like, yeah, go ahead, just immediately go to the apron and start looking for fucking weapons. That's fine. What was going on with none of them could find the weapons they were looking for. All of them were like, it's not over here. It's not over here. They look up and ask the ref. And again, we can hear everything. So they're like, where's the thing? Where's it at? I'm like, oh.
I blame production.
I also blame production. I think they fucking moved stuff by accident. I think some asshole got in there, didn't know what he was supposed to be doing. He was like, oh, this shit's all on the way. Fucking moved it.
Moved everything.
Yeah.
I would say the two best things, I think two? I don't know. Naomi Sting facing Nia with the toilet seat, which is hilarious.
So funny.
And then three, because the other two are Tiffany. her slight fake cash in.
Yeah.
Where Liv and Nia were laid out, and then Raquel was fucking handcuffed, and she's just like, no. Okay, fine, I'm not doing anything. But EO saved her with the fire extinguisher, just spraying it in everyone's face, just literally smoke bombed everyone. And then Tiffany's swanton off the top of the cage. Like, everyone talked about EO because, I mean, for once, she didn't just jump sideways and everybody. She just straight up backflipped off
with a trash can.
And it was like, holy shit. That's scary.
That was scary.
Especially when she describes it later on in the post show. She's like, yeah, it's completely dark in there. I can't see anything.
Oh, God.
Because, like, I noticed when she was setting up, she kept, like, looking down a little bit, even with it on her head, to have her feet placed the right way, so she didn't like slip or do some weird shit.
She's probably the best at taking the high risks because she's, I mean, very rarely ever. I honestly do not recall a time where she's botched a spot. I'm sure there has been, but I mean, she's probably bar none the best at taking like some of the most high risk maneuvers.
Yeah, her stuff over in Japan and in Lucha Underground, like she was doing a lot of crazy shit.
Shouts out EO Sky. Genuinely, like I was talking about with Jacob, like if there was no Rhea Ripley, I would only be talking about EO. I'd be like, EO's the best. When she does the kip up off her head and fucking screams. I was talking about it on one of our last episodes. She's one of the few women that like genuinely gets a pop from the crowd when she screams. A lot of women, they get up after doing some crazy shit and they go, they scream at the crowd. And some people are like, all right, that was cool. And EO gets up. She literally does like 4 crazy moves in a row, gets you hyped up, then she does a kip up stand off her head, and she's like, fucking let's go! And everybody's like, hell yeah, bitch! Yeah, and then the fire extinguisher spot, not only was that great, but also it's double amazing because she comes in, you can see on EO's face, she's literally laughing maniacally as she's just whipping this.
Literally just throwing that shit around.
So great. Bar none, she had the best time at War Games. The whole time she's laughing, smiling. At one point, I think, she did the flip over Liv. She was supposed to powerbomb Liv with the sunset flip. She missed her, and then she runs over to Liv to fix the spot, and she's laughing she's like laughing while Liv's trying to be serious, and she's like elbowing Liv, and I'm like, she's having a great time.
That's how it always should be. Nobody should be taking anything way too damn serious.
That's when you take, especially on botches like that, you take it too serious. It shows the botch even more. You know, it's like when you start laughing about it and doing something to fix. Really good people at that fixing that are like Randy, Drew McIntyre, CM Punk. Those dudes, like when they botch, they don't go like, oh, what do I do now? They laugh about it. They try to make a joke in the moment. They play to the crowd and they're like, all right, now let's get back to business.
No, Randy, now jokes.
Randy, yeah, stupid. You're stupid.
And everybody else is just like, all right, whatever.
Shouts out Ken Kennedy. Mr. Kennedy. All right.
He was going places, then he just dropped the ball.
He's the best.
He dropped the ball in TNA.
Yeah,
and then dropped the ball in real life, and then they were just like, hey, you're done.
It was all downhill from there. That one fucking backdrop on Randy. It was all downhill. All right. Yeah, and I was like, by the way, side note, I always like when people like talk about that moment and then they immediately play the clip of fucking Randy dropping 2 dudes on their fucking head back to back on doing his signature backdrop, and I'm like, come on, Randy. And Randy's over there like, oof, that was bad. I'm like, yeah. Anyway, yet again, back to the women's War Games because it was still going on. EO does her trash can spot. Tiffy does the swanton. A lot of people are still upset about this Tiffy cash-in, though. We're tired of waiting. I mean, it's yet another one where it's just the same thing. It's not necessarily about it's dragging on too long. I think it's just the same thing over and over again. To the point where it's like, do we even care anymore?
I feel like they're probably... actually, it could happen during her match with EO.
Oh, yeah.
I just thought about that because I was like, they could go through, like, have that match and then do something after, but it could be during or, like, right after that match. Either one, obviously, don't matter who wins, but then she can cash in right there because they're both going to be exhausted. Actually, because that's what EO did to Bianca last year when she got her belt. Bianca won and then she cashed in.
Yep.
So yeah, it could probably be the same exact thing.
Because like, I think that the Liv and Rhea rivalry, if it's going to go on any longer, I think it just needs no belt involved in it. You know,
The belt ain't really that important anymore.
Yeah, no, they never even like they bring it up like at the end of a promo where Rhea will be like, and I'm also gonna get my title back, and I'm like, let's just get that out of there and let's just focus on the rivalry. Let's just do that instead. It'd be way better if it's gonna drag on any longer, and then revisit who's gonna be champion at Mania. Whatever.
I didn't bring it up yesterday because what we did bring up, like how they kind of scramble for women's war game matches.
Yeah,
and this would have been a good time for them to have used PFC because they're already 3 people, and then they could have had because they really aren't involved with shit to be honest, like ever. They're usually in matches like. For someone's return match, they usually use them for that, and it's just like, can you guys just actually do something with them? Because it would have been better if it was Liv and Raquel. Obviously, that's Judgment Day, and then PFC. Right. You got 2 factions of heels, so
yeah,
there you go.
Would have been, yeah, definitely.
But they just didn't do that.
All PFC's doing now is making funny videos online pointing out Zoe Stark's looks.
And it's just like, you're not one of us, but you kind of dress like. What are you talking about? I've always dressed like this.
I dress like you guys.
You're not. I don't think you're getting it, but let's go.
You wear a chain. Zoe, Shayna wears a chain. Yeah, we know. That's the thing. So funny. Yeah. Overall, though, I think we were both saying at the beginning of the night it would have been probably better if the heels would have won on each one, but. Baby faces win. Rhea puts Liv Morgan through a table, fucking Riptide style.
Eradicator's a submission, right? Oh, that's just her nickname, right?
Yeah, that's just her nickname. And I think she used to do a move where she was basically like an electric chair. She'd put you on the top of her shoulders and drop you. I think that used to be called the Eradicator. Could be wrong though.
And they easily could have just like, you can't do that anymore.
Yeah, that's a pretty dangerous fucking move. I'm not gonna lie. Just electric chair, motherfuckers. It's pretty sick when she does it, but yeah, shouts out the women's war games still. I think genuinely, like, as I agree with Amy's take on it, where it's like it was slow in the beginning, it kind of sucked, but it got so much better, and then the rest of Survivor Series was so good that you kind of just go, I forget about that beginning part. It's not that big of a deal anyway. No big deal. Shouts out everybody involved. Oh, also my favorite Loki spot when they all jumped Nia and Bianca was using her hair, and then, like I couldn't tell what Bailey was using, and Bailey's also using Bianca's hair.
Yeah, I didn't know she had 2 braids. I thought because she usually only has 1.
Yeah,
and I was like, oh, that makes sense.
That was so good. I'm like, damn.
It was actually funny. They haven't used her hair for a while.
Yeah, it's probably because that shit hurts. Probably because bitches don't want to take the bump.
I don't think it actually hurts. I feel like they're just pumping in a sound for that shit because that should be too loud.
I'm only going off of wrestler testaments, and Becky Lynch says, and Bianca says it's obvious, it's fake hair, so that's also kind of why it's louder and hurts more. It's not her real hair, and Becky says like, no, that shit's for real, like that shit hurts, it stings, it whips, and I'm like, yeah, I can see that.
She's a liar,
because
it's like she broke her nose. If anyone ever takes me serious on that. Go find a fucking corner or go take a lap.
I can't wait for the comments to like at least sarcasm. The one comment that makes it 6 comments, and they'll be like, "Actually, she really did break her nose, jerk."
Like, it didn't look like it. Nia barely touched her.
She barely touched you. She barely touched you. Let's see what was right after that. I believe the next match was Shinsuke
and LA Knight.
Yes.
And I was fucking asking you questions and shit, and you weren't there. And I was like, "Oh yeah, he says he's gonna go take a shower." I'm like, "Damn, it's a damn shame he's doing it during this match, though."
Yeah, I was watching in the shower though. I propped up my phone in there so I could see it. I was disappointed as shit. I was ready to come out like, so when he starts counting to 3, he hits him with this finishing move. And I go, I swear to God, on 1.5, my brain's going, man, this is going to be a crazy match. I can't believe LA Knight's about to kick out of this right now. 3, I was like...
Yeah, that's how I felt. So I was like, oh, shit. He won.
God damn. Overall, like if you're a super diehard LA Knight fan, I could see being extremely bummed out. I was bummed out in the instant, but this is good. This is good for WWE. This is good for LA Knight. This is even better for Shinsuke Nakamura.
Yeah, because bro literally went through a year of bullshit, of just nothing but losses. Like, I think on TV and in house shows, bro was just losing.
You want to hear this stat? Check out this stat. Hasn't won a single PLE match since 2021. Hasn't won a single match since 2021 on TV. And his last title was in 2020 when he got the Intercontinental title.
I don't know, like, bro, how y'all gonna do that to him? Like, he's a good talent to have. Like, why would y'all just send bro to the wolves?
And it shows because every time he's gone and comes back, he's better and better every time. He never regresses. And this time, you properly repackaged him as an act. Like when they made him heel, which I know he's always gone back and forth on. And they made him heel. I'm like, yeah, but that's just Shinsuke Nakamura being mean to people. That's not evil Shinsuke. He's nothing different here. It's just him being like from a smile to an angry thing. He's no longer doing the come on. He's dropped some of those things, which sucks, but it plays to this new character that he is thriving in. The new intro, the new look, the new music, everything's on point. And when I saw all that, I was like, fuck. I saw that, and then I was like, well, let's see what they do for LA Knight. LA Knight, medium pop, and I was like, fuck. He's losing tonight. Fuck.
Medium pop, and he dropped the belt after he got off the turnbuckle.
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah. And shouts out Corey Graves for really like doing his best to put kayfabe into that, being like, look at here, Cole. He just dropped the title. Now that means that LA Knight's not on his game. That mist really hurt him. And I'm like, dude, shouts out Corey Graves. He is on it. He didn't skip a beat. He was like, oh, I got it. Kayfabe. Shouts out Shinsuke. Shouts out LA Knight. I'm sure my prediction for that is that I mean, if LA Knight's about to get like pumped up into like the main event again, then that's fine. Otherwise, like, then I could see him like losing this series with Shinsuke. But otherwise, I see him losing to Shinsuke again, probably like somewhere around like Saturday night main event. And then LA Knight doing this new wrestling thing that's been going on where like dudes lose a title shot and then they go, or like a title rematch, and then they just go jump the fucking champion again. They just jump them day after day until they go, I want that last match. And then they're like, all right, you get it. So pretty sure he's just going to do that. And then he'll probably beat him like in January or something.
I see him getting a rematch, losing that rematch, and then having Carmelo and Andrade talking shit, and what's his name?
Santos.
The dude from Santos Escobar. The four of them, they all eventually have like a number one contenders match. Fight him again, and then Rey Mysterio is going to come out. Now I'm playing. Just out of nowhere.
I want my US title back. Fuck off.
Like, hey, you're on Raw. What are you doing here?
Oh, forgets.
That would be hilarious. But nah, then he'll probably either get another rematch after that number one contenders match, or like the other three, they might actually end up having a title match.
Yeah.
And then LA Knight's like, well, fuck it. Hey, Cody.
Yeah.
I hate your guts.
Ooh, that would be good. And it would be a good program for both him and Cody if they were able to make that happen. Hell yeah. Yeah.
One thing that it would help if they are going with with eventually Cody turning heel, is that'll be like kind of like it won't be Kevin. Kevin's obviously gonna probably beat the dog shit out of him and lose.
Yeah.
But like that'll be his like kind of tipping point, because LA Knight talks a lot of shit.
Oh yeah.
Like, he's real good at talking shit. So that'll get under his skin for sure, and then he'll finally snap and just beat the fuck out of him. And then everyone's gonna be like, oh no, what have we done? We've made the golden child angry, and he's just on a path of destruction now. And it's gonna take Randy Orton for him to, snap to a sense. He's like, no, I'm the crazy one here.
I out crazy. You're crazy, bro.
And then he just beats the shit out of Randy Orton, and it's like, oh no.
Oh yeah, on Friday he wore his for a random Friday wore his little Homelander outfit with the shoulder pads. He's got a lot of different ones that have the shoulder pads. He definitely wore one that was very, very specifically like, I was like, this is Homelander-esque that you're doing right now. And in typical Homelander fashion, literally the last time you saw Cody, he's crashing out hard as fuck. And the very next time you see him, he's sporting a little Homelander and he's got the biggest fucking smile. He comes out there super duper baby face. And I'm like, I see you. I see what you're doing.
I think it was on Threads, but he could have posted some everywhere else too. But Carmelo fucking posted a picture of Homelander and A-Train, and he's like, I'm feeling like him today. And I was just like, I don't think you watched the show, dog.
I don't think, yeah.
Bro bips him like every time. There's not been a single moment between A-Train and fucking Homelander where it's been even slightly even.
Shouts out Carmelo too, because that moment when I saw, I don't know what it was. I know I give him a lot of shit, but when he made his entrance on Friday and I saw him come out with the microphone, I said, entrance with the microphone? He's about to cook. Guaranteed. I was like, that man's got super confidence. They said, can you cut this promo while you walk to the ring? He said, give me that fucking microphone. And he sounded genuinely mad. Like if I could have said fucking, I would have said fucking. He said, I'm gonna show you why I'm freaking him. And then fucking throws the mic. And I was like, yo, nice. Had to get adjusted.
Yeah, I feel like he's going into the ground. There's no way out for Carmelo Hayes. There's nothing he can do. No, I'm playing.
I was like, I could see through this kayfabe right now.
No, he's doing fine. I feel like, again, actually, you see how none of that was actually a complete sentence. That was like 8 sentences started in one.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's crazy to think about it, but bro's only been on the main roster for not even a year yet. Like it'll be a year, I think, in like February or something.
Yeah.
And it's like, bro, you're doing great. This is how you're supposed to ease these people up.
Yeah.
Not what you did with fucking Valkyrie or Valkyria, whatever her fucking name is. They shot her through a goddamn cannon, and now she hasn't been on TV for months. And it could be injury. Who the fuck knows?
Yeah. Well, shit.
And it's just like, god damn.
And then she got punched back down to NXT. Literally was like, me and Tatum Paxley, we're back. And then like the next week, everybody was like,
what?
Nah, just disappeared again. It was like, yeah, I think we're just, and it's also just difference in superstardom. Like, and credit to Carmelo, because you think he gets put up to the main brand, like we've talked about before, immediately gets a match with Cody Rhodes, and they have a big botch. No matter what's going on, no matter what you think, no matter what, that's gonna hurt his backstage politics. Unfortunately, you get immediately rocket strapped to your back, and you fuck up. And with the champion, with our babyface, we just got him. You almost hurt him, and I could see how that would hurt him a little bit, and also hurt his confidence. That would hurt my fucking confidence if I almost fucking hurt the Golden Child and I fucked up in the match. I'd be like, great, I'm cooked. I'd feel like Javon Evans. I'd be like Javon Evans, scared for my fucking life when he fucked up with Randy. Yeah, no, it's. After that, Carmelo was still kind of shaky, but he just fucking did his thing, went through it, and Valkyria did not do that. She just didn't show anything to shine like Carmelo does.
Like, she's good, but
she is. I like
fuck the dogs do.
Let's move on to finish talking about some of the matches. The Intercontinental Triple Threat match: Braun Breaker, Sheamus, Ludwig Kaiser.
I was confused on that match because I forgot it was even a thing. Honestly, because I looked at the I had to pull up the whole like event because I was like, I don't remember who the fuck's on here.
Yeah,
and I pretty much selective vision. All I saw was Braun Breaker and Kaiser, and I was like, oh, okay, whatever then. And then Sheamus came out first, and I was like, oh, he's in this too? I was like, oh shit, okay, never mind.
Night, baby. That match had, you know, in wrestling now, quite often there's a lot of you can tell what's always going to happen. You can tell who's going to be the winner. That match, for a second, everybody thought Sheamus was going to win. For a split second, everybody was like, "Oh shit, he's about to do it." Nope. Not when you got a guy like Ludwig Kaiser in there to be a fucking snake, and not when you got a guy like Braun Breaker who speared him in half. That shit was crazy. He fucked up Sheamus. That was crazy.
We needed Pete. Should have had Pete. I had a fatal 4-way.
Man, fuck Pete.
Just cause.
Pete's a butch.
And then have R-Truth randomly out there for no reason. And I'm like, wait, what are we doing?
I'm here to make it a fatal 5-way.
I mean, I feel like it's like when Booker T and Goldust were doing all those backstage things, and Booker T was like, "You mean I get to come in, just do some funny stuff, and then get paid and go home?" All right,
yeah.
It's basically what they're doing right now with Pete and R-Truth every fucking week. They just show up, do some random shit,
do a little scene together,
peace out,
get paid. Hell yeah!
Hopefully that'll be a good match when they do have their match, though.
Oh, it'll be good for sure. Unfortunately, I think Truth will be counting the lights on that one, but it is what it is.
That or just make them another unlikely tag team.
Oh, Jesus. Don't do that to Truth. I just wanted to shout out the one thing I wanted to shout out is the spot from the Breaker, Sheamus, and Kaiser match, which is just Braun within like 2 matches, Braun and Sheamus figuring out like spots together where initially when they first went up against each other, Sheamus has this spot we all know where he's on his knees and he's telling him, you know, and then somebody hits him and he's like telling him, "Come on, hit me more," and then they're, you know, that's supposed to go. You're supposed to keep hitting him, and he freaks out and then hits you. Braun doesn't do that. When he first did it, we talked about it. Braun was just like, "I don't even know what I'm supposed to be doing right now. I don't know why you're down there. This is fucking weird." And Sheamus is screaming at him, "Hit me," which is kind of a mixture of like the thing he's supposed to be doing and also telling him as another star, like, "Yo, hit me." and Braun just doesn't get it and eventually just shoves Sheamus's head. And then Sheamus is like, "Okay, I'm just going to fucking fight you now. Fuck it." And this time, Braun's like, "You know what? How about we play on that?" And now what Braun does is he goes up to Sheamus when he does it. He goes, "You see this guy? Look at this guy. Look at him." And then when he goes to do something, Sheamus is like, I tricked you. I'm actually going to beat your ass." So shouts out to them for figuring that spot out.
Yeah, I'm realizing I really did not care for that match. I don't care.
I think it went fast, too. It feels like it went extremely fast. So
it probably did.
You had to make some time for the next match, which was going to be Damian Priest and Gunther, and you know it was going to be a slow burn on that one. How many times do we have to watch Damian Priest fight through some kind of injury, like a kayfabe injury? How many times do I have to watch that? How many times do I have to watch him lose because my shoulder, my arm, my leg, my ankle? I'm like, dude,
he's 6 foot whatever the fuck and old.
Yeah.
He's like 43. Which when you hear it, you're like, really? He is?
Looks good.
Like, damn, okay. Motherfucker don't look or move like that, but
yeah, for sure.
All right.
Yeah. You know, great match between him and Gunther. Great storytelling coming into an actual match. Happy to see Damian be able to kick out of that baby ass fucking power bomb. When I first saw it go down, I was like, no shot, it ends right here. Didn't. But just, man, I'm assuming everybody else feels the same disappointment. It's like, why and how much longer do you need to do Finn and Damian like going at each other? I thought we ended this shit already. We've been moved on. So now you had these tag team. Yeah. It's
Finn hasn't moved on. Remember, he was getting fucked over by Damian for a year straight while he had that Money in the Bank case. Fucked him up in like, I think 3 title matches.
Yeah.
Of him being out there for no reason to support.
Yeah.
And he's gotten curb stomped on that case. I think he's had the case thrown at him.
Yep.
And then Damian just walking out there just staring at them. And that caused him to lose too. So he's just like, no, I'm getting you back for all that shit, man. I don't like you.
And and you know what? And that's fair. And I would accept that even more if Finn and JD lost the fucking titles to the War Raiders.
Yeah.
Because now I'm like, oh, are you showing me one half of the tag team titles doing something in solos again? This is crazy. Fuck. So,
but it kind of goes into what happened on Monday. Well, what's been going on Raw with Finn pretty much trying to get Dominic out with all these random ass matches they keep doing, trying to get Dominic out, and he hasn't been saying shit to him. And every time they're all on camera, Dominic never takes his eyes off Finn.
Yeah.
Anytime they're all talking, he's looking right at him, and he doesn't say anything because he just I think it was this last week or the week before they had Dom and Carlito fight War Raiders.
Yeah.
And then like as Finn's telling him what he's gonna do, Dom's just like looking at it, and it's funny because he's a little bit taller than him, so he's looking down at him and smiling like, "All right, bitch."
Yeah.
Because it's like he's always saying, "Oh, there's no leaders. We're all a family," but then he's always issuing orders.
Yeah.
Every fucking week. So eventually he's definitely gonna turn on him because on top of that, Finn has his own merch all of a sudden. Like he had it like I think like 2 PLEs ago, with the F, because he had it on his eye, and then then now he has a shirt of it too. So it's like all of a sudden he has his own merch too. So it's like bro's just he wants to be the leader, but he doesn't want to say I want to be the leader. But it's like, we know what you're doing, bro.
Yeah.
So eventually, I think that's how they'll probably lose the belts, is that Dom will be out there for them and like to help, but then he's just gonna fuck him over like he fucked Damian over.
Right.
Because he might have been not Damian, but Dominic might have been there yesterday when they jumped him like after the pay-per-view. I didn't see.
I don't remember if he was there or not.
Yeah, I gotta go back and look. It could have just been Finn, not Dominic,
JD.
Jesus Christ. Yeah, JD and Carlito.
Yeah.
And just Dom wasn't there at all this like yesterday, so
I could see that. It's Thanksgiving, he's gotta be with his family.
Hell yeah. Well, actually for real, because I think his granddad just died like a couple weeks ago. So they're definitely like doing family shit.
And he's been doing he's been said that he was doing like the most dates. He was doing more dates than anybody. Like he was doing just as much as Cody, if anything. Like doing Raw, SmackDown, and doing house shows.
NXT too. Whenever he was showing up on NXT.
Yeah. So shouts out Dom. I hope you are having a good Thanksgiving. I hope you had a great one.
Like last year when you brought fucking Rhea Ripley, fuck the whole family did gathering up Thanksgiving and Christmas, and you went to jail, bro. Like, goddamn.
yeah. He was like, I'm really making up for last year. He's like, I was
a bit of a dickhead.
Yeah. At Thanksgiving dinner, like last year, it was a little crazy. Am I right, Dad, sister, guys? All right. Anyway, yeah. Let's talk the last match in War Games. Bloodline versus Bloodline, CM Punk, Roman Reigns, Jimmy Uso, Sami Zayn, against Solo Sikoa, Tama Tonga, Tonga Loa, Jacob Fatu, and Bronson Reed, who is now fucked. He is fucked. Man, that whole like I'm gonna be in the main event, not gonna happen anymore, bud.
Yeah, that spot was crazy.
Mm-hmm. Doing a tsunami from that and just falling directly onto the table.
Oh, actually, that's a good way to write him off for the holidays.
Yeah.
And then because he's supposed to be at Elimination Chamber this year, but that's when his kid was born. So yeah, they're just like, you know what? Fuck it, bro. Go be with your family. You gotta go all the way back to fucking Australia anyway.
Yeah.
So might as fucking well.
Yeah, that one was rough. And then they say, was it Jimmy broke his toe? But I think Jimmy will be fine. I'm sure it'll be like, I don't know, maybe like a week or something, like 2 weeks of like recovery, maybe 3 weeks max. Be fine. But the one that everybody's worried about is we're still questioning because we have no update on it, is if Jacob is actually hurt or not. We have no idea. And I think that's because he's the one who is hurt. Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, it's like it sucks because this is the second time where he's done something and fucked a leg up. And it's just like, oh my god, please don't.
Yeah, he gets carried away in there. He's so good. He gets carried away. The spot where CM Punk comes in finally beats everybody up with the toolbox, which was awesome, and then he finally. He's done it a couple times apparently since he's been back. I feel like I just keep missing it. Finally, with my own eyes, I witnessed him do the running knee into the corner with Jacob Fatu, bulldog, and I was like, "Let's go!" And then what is Jacob? It's so good because he does it on everybody's signature moves, and you're like, "Let's go!" And Jacob Fatu, and you're like, "Oh shit!
Oh
no!" And everybody sells it right. CM Punk was like, fuck. He's right behind me, isn't he? Yeah, he right there, and he's scary. Oh, and Jacob Fatu jumping on the cage when fucking CM Punk went up to it. What an insane person. I say he'd be doing too much.
I saw I didn't finish the TikTok because I was just fucking scrolling, but somebody was like, yo, he might be taking this shit too serious. He might think this is real life. This is life or death in that ring.
Yeah.
And it's like, yep. You know who else was basically life and death in that ring? Ilya.
And
he got blown up by fucking Gunther. On a house show at that. Like, damn, bro.
That was when you live that life.
Facts.
Literally everybody impressed in that match. It was so good. Even Tonga Loa, but he did everything right. He walked to the ring. We were like, okay, good job, because you don't got no balance, and he gets over there, and then just the most comedic way I've ever seen anybody take a table out from underneath the ring, and it wasn't even that exaggerative. It was just weird, and you go, it's just you. It's so you, Tongaloa. You just can't do anything normal. If you ask Tongaloa to grab this cup, he'd go, hold on, I got it. Hold on, yep, I got that for you. And he'll be like, oh, okay. Just need to grab the cup.
I think those tables might have actually been heavy.
True. Oh.
And that's why, because when in the women's match, when they were pulling the tables, Naomi dropped that shit like 3 times.
Yeah.
Just sliding it out and picking it up. Those tables might have actually just been heavy, and they could have been a different type of table that they usually use, because both times where they broke, the tracks at the bottom completely just laid out on the mat after it blew up. So it's just like, maybe those are just some weird ass tables they were using.
I could see that. Yeah, that makes sense. Let's see what else about the men's match. I mean, so many different spots that were so crazy.
The match didn't even start.
That's right.
Tama Tonga jumping on the fucking cage on the inside and just scaling across it. Yeah. You're just like, you're insane. You're insane, my guy.
Also,
University of Shh. Like, bro, what's going on? You're making merch already,
dude. He's so good. And shouts out to all of them. Here's what's funny is, like, when they were doing that weird like football intro thing, it was kind of cringe watching the baby faces do it. Like Jimmy and Jay, they sold it very well. It was funny. And then everybody else, I'm like, this is weird. And then when it goes to Solo's side, I'm like, oh, this is. I think Tongaloa had like some regular thing. He was just like Tongaloa Southwest University or some shit like that. And I was like, okay. Fucking, then it switches to Tama Tonga. Fucking University. At a penitentiary, I think you said.
Fuck, I think Jimmy had the best one. Because he said NYU, and you're like, oh, yeah, he probably went to No YEET University. You're like, oh, he got everybody with that one.
Yeah. No YEET
Yeah, I think
University.
Jimmy and Sammy had the best ones, because it was No YEET University and then Uso Penitentiary for Sammy.
Yeah,
that's a callback to when Jimmy and Jay were together, and that's what they were when they first turned heel. That was part of their promo, was that they just shut everybody down because it was the Uso Penitentiary. It was just like nice,
That's
good
so
callback.
Yeah, great job on them for just taking risks. You know, like it's one of those things where it's like, did we need that necessarily? No, but it was funny. It was good.
Yep.
Yeah. Tongaloa, Tama Tonga, Jacob Fatu, Solo, and then Solo. Ah, man, I know why Jacob was calling for it, because first of all, Solo, again, he's every time he's out there, he gets to show a little bit more of the comedy one. I think you called out the spot where he did the look at this guy, or I forget. I think he was pointing to CM Punk as somebody who's on the ground. He's just like,
yeah. Like when he first got in the ring and like kind of directing everybody to beat everybody else's ass, but he did look at CM Punk while he was on the ground. At first, he was like, "Get him!" Like, no, look at him. What is he? Get him up. Just like, bro,
he's comedy gold, and I'm sure people, if you like wrestling, you've seen the videos circling around of him at the house shows recently, especially the matches he's been doing with Cody. He's been fucking hilarious, and I think Jacob was calling, like our buddy Jacob was calling for it. Like asking him just like to randomly put up the one at some points, and I'm just like, yeah, that would be funny. And I swear I thought he was gonna get super comical at the end when he was finally cornered by all of them. They were finally gonna do the everybody hit their finisher on the big bad guy, and instead he went dramatic with it, which I still liked, you know. And he said,
and that was perfect.
Yeah, I'm still the tribal chief, and then comes at him like it's a sword or a knife or something. Comes at him with the thumb, and I'm like, dang, he came for the head. No, sir. Super kick, stereo super kicks. That shit was tight.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah. Great Survivor Series. Great War Games. At least me and Jacob. I feel like you didn't. I don't know if you had cared it much, but I know me and Jacob were like every single second we're like, okay, and yeah, now big surprise.
The reason I was quiet is because I'm like, I'm not gonna make fun of them. I'm like, nothing's gonna happen. They've dragged this on for too long for something to happen now. Yeah. And I'm like, the only things that could have happened, which, as much as I hate the motherfucker, for The Rock to come out, is if, and they kind of, CM Punk kind of fucked it up because he was like the first one, like all the way down the ramp and like went behind the curtains, but then he came back, and that would have been perfect. Lights shut off, the blue lightning would fucking shoot around the damn arena, like on the screens and everything, and then obviously The Rock would like appear and just kind of beat everybody's ass.
Yeah,
and then that just would have been it, and then it just would have been left with more questions like, the fuck was that? What just happened? And then that could have been a good way to end. But like you said before, they regret what they did last year and overshadowing the win with CM Punk coming out like right at the end.
Yeah,
and that's still funny to me. Like that whole day, I was just like, that motherfucker's not coming back. Like, stop bringing him up. He's never coming back. And then we were, I was watching it I guess you could say like the source, because you were watching on another stream.
Yeah.
So I was seeing shit before you.
Yeah.
And then like, you were just like, don't tell me if anything happens. And I'm like, all right. I just said, oh shit, and just muted my mic because he already stopped, like his music came on and he was already out, and it was still like showing them in the ring celebrating and shit.
Right.
And then I was like, damn, I can never say ever in my life he ain't coming back, because he just did.
now you can almost never truly say never in WWE. It's still possible to say never, but you can never truly say never. And I didn't really think about it until you just brought it up right then and there. Like, it would have made more sense. It would have made the most sense for The Rock to come out, as much as we both do not like this man, because of his involvement with CM Punk as well. I always forget about that he, like, you know, CM Punk, kind of outside of kayfabe and in kayfabe, makes it very well known he don't like The Rock. And, you know, with all this going on, it would have been perfect for The Rock, do this whole like, fuck you, you with this guy now? You need help from somebody like this guy? Fuck, okay. All right, well, you're definitely not the tribal chief. And then, that would have made the most sense. And if there wasn't this deep bloodline story going on right now, Brock would have made even more sense because of the Paul Heyman thing. But, that's only if the bloodline story wasn't going on. But that would have been, seeing that like idea of like this whole battle for Paul with like between Brock, Roman, and CM Punk, that would be tight. But we got other shit going on, and Brock's probably not going to come back until Rumble, if he does.
How old is that motherfucker?
I want to take a shot in the dirt and say 47.
Oh, shit. Damn. Right on the dot, 47.
Let's go. I actually just a humongous Brock Lesnar fan. And he was born and raised. His first year in college football. No. Oh, shit. All right. Look at that. Hour on the dot as well. We are done. Guys, thanks for watching this episode. Thanks for supporting our podcast. We hope you continue to grow up kayfabe with us, and we'll see you next time. Bye.